The hardest thing stamina-wise for me, I guess I have to say my physical comedy. There's parts of the show where I basically up and down, falling over, putting a dog in my pants. Did I give too much away?
To get through my number, it takes huge amounts of stamina because I come from a cold start. I'm right at the end of the show. I haven't done a lot of physical stuff before it, so it's a toss-up whether to use what energy I need by warming up before the number or to not do much and then, explode. And I found that the best thing that works for me is to do a little bit of a stretch before I go on so the lactic acid doesn't build up.
I have a drawer full of Hydrolyte so that I don't get dehydrated, and I hydrate constantly throughout the show as much as possible. I learnt very quickly that wherever possible I need to either sit down or stand still and keep quiet and save my voice. I've been making sure that I get a lot of sleep and not doing too much during the day. I've had a tendency to want to fill my day with being busy and doing this and that, and I've just had to just chill.
I swim a lot. Swimming I find is really good for my breathing, not only vocally but for my physical comedy as well. I do my push-ups every day, I do my sit-ups. I mean, this is my instrument, so if I don't take care of it, I don't get the gig.
So during The Lovely, Andy Holsworth has given me some lovely choreography, which I'm not sure if other ladies that have played Hope before do the full dance break. I'm not sure, but to top it off in true Andy Holsworth style, I'm singing Upside Down. So, and in the soprano tessitura.
The Lovely's full on because we do have that intense partner dancing to do, and I've been running around for most of Act 1 by that point, and then at the very end we have to sing a beautiful, delicate, little gentle bit of the ending of the song, and yeah, it's really challenging, but I guess in the moment you just, whatever you can possibly do to make it float and make it seem as effortless as possible. There's a little bit of breath. Claire and I have a big kiss that we have to do before we sing those final few words, and we always have to time it so exactly that we allow ourselves time to have a little breath. It's lovely.
Say if you're doing a Jerome Robbins show like West Side Story, you don't do then sort of something in Fosse style, because your muscle memory, your body has gotten used to a certain way of holding itself. And I find it the same with this show. If I was to suddenly do sort of an Agnes de Mille or a very balletic kind of class, I think I would start to get aches and pains in places that I'm not used to. I do think to myself, the expectation of the number is pretty high, because Anything Goes is such a well-known piece, and also, Talk Around Town is that it's a pretty full-on, amazing tap number, which I have to say, in my experience of being in the theatre all these years, it's one of the most exciting numbers I've ever performed in my career. Now, I have to do the tap every night before the show. At least once solidly throughout, about an hour and a quarter before the show goes up, just for my own stamina, and because I don't want it to be a shock to my heart that I suddenly am doing this 7.5 minute number. Times have changed, and we've often rewound the clock since the Puritans got a shock when they landed on Plymouth Rock. And I'm working with the most extraordinary bunch of dancers who are just giving me so much support and energy, and we're giving it to each other. We're giving each other looks and yelling things out, and it does feel like an absolute celebration of dance, and it's like a party atmosphere, and there's not one person that doesn't come off at the end going, yeah, yeah, feeling good. It's a high, a real high. Say This and America, I Can't Do It Alone from Chicago. I mean, there's been some beauties really hard. I have to say 2 of them are in this show, because in Act 2 we also do Blow Gabriel Blow, which is about 8 minutes of singing and dancing. And oh, can I have another 5 minutes, please? I don't want anyone telling me that I'm too old, because I've still got some stuff, you know, I want to do here, and I work really hard at it too. I mean, I rehearse like mad and for a show. And when I do a number and it starts to get comfortable, I think to myself, you know what? Don't you ever get comfortable. It should always be difficult. You should always have to just give as much energy as you can. And there's always a little bit more that you can give. And sometimes when the audience is really good, you find something somewhere and you just give it a little bit of extra something, you know? So I just adore it.